Well, I'm on the farm today and thought I would do a February hay update and where we stand, what's going on with regards to this farm. The mighty 886 International and the mighty 1105 Massey Ferguson. So we have had some fierce cold weather for our parts, and we've also had snow, and it has lingered for what seems like an eternity. Probably 3 weeks we had snow on the ground, and the bad part about it was it would freeze, it would thaw a little bit, and then freeze like really, really hard, and that glazed surface would be so hard you could walk on top of the snow, but it was like ice, and I mean, it was some serious break your hip territory. So here in February, now that we're into the month, we need to get moving. This hay right here, all this hay that I got is sold, and the buyer's been unable to get in here, in part because of the snow, and then this past few days or weeks, as it started to thaw out, things got really muddy. Now right now the temperature is about 63 degrees. We're here in the late afternoon, and there's a pretty good breeze. You can probably hear it in the audio on this camera, but the thing of it is, with the sun, we're getting rid of the snow, and then the wind is wicking up the ground, so it's not quite as muddy right now, but there are some places that it is. And so what's the plan here for February? So for February, the plan is that field right there and around this barn, I want to bush hog it down, and then I'm sitting here in the 886 International, and I'm going to be using this tractor. I believe I'm going to be using this tractor to do it, and so I've got a, believe it or not, I don't have a big bush hog. I'd like to have one. I just don't have it. And so I'm going to be putting my 5-foot bush hog on this mighty tractor, and then I've got a disc at 6 foot. After I mow it down, I'm going to run a disc across it, and I'll be running the disc across that field over and over and over until it's chopped down and worked up to my satisfaction, and I can put some seed on it this spring. And I'm not running the bush hog and the disc on this tractor because this is the only one capable of pulling it. What I want to do is I want to run this tractor and kind of start getting an idea of what I got before I put it on a baler later this summer. This thing outwardly looks great. It seems like everything on this tractor is where it's supposed to be, and but as I mentioned in another video, I don't like to buy equipment that's been painted, because they just paint over whatever is running out of the engine or the transmission. Well, kind of the same way with pressure washing, and this thing has had, I'm like 99.9 certain, a really nice hot steam pressure wash, because I can gawk up under the hood and under the fenders, and I can see the mud and the grease. They did a nice job of it, but what I need to know is what's leaking. All these old tractors have something. And so the goal here is to just put some hours on this tractor where we're not in the throes of making hay and it's got to run. I want to. So I'll have some video of that, but maybe one of these days I'll have a 10 or a 15 foot, a 10 foot mower or a 15-foot batwing, something like that. But honestly, I'd prefer to put the Krone on the fields and keep the grass cut with that and making it into hay. Might as well get up in this tractor. Seemed like the 886 has gotten all the attention, but this 1105, as far as I'm concerned, is the Cadillac of the big tractors on this farm. That one has immense potential, and but like I said, I want to disc down this field and get it. I want to plant something in there this spring. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but then we're going to try to open up some more fields on the hill. If you're been with the channel back over that way, and I'm not sure how much acreage it's going to be, but I'll have another video most likely showing some of that. And really, it's going to take me about 2 years to whip this farm back into shape from the glory days, to get us back. And my intent is to hit this thing with these fields with fertilizer, and take off as much hay as I can, as many square bales as I can get on my wagons with that John Deere, and whatever's left over on a given day, depending on what I've got unloaded, the 335 round baler is going to make round bales with whatever's left over. So as the temperature moderates, we'll be in a race to be getting ready for hay season. And you know, we got all February, March, April, hopefully around the mid-May we'll be cutting hay. But I foresee myself bringing some kicker wagons in here and starting to work on them as the temperature comes up. And you know, being retired now, it'll be nice to be on this farm, you know, on a Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m. And in the routine, back in the glory days when we made enough hay to pretty much fill up this whole barn. I'll get out of this wind, maybe you can hear a little better. But back in the glory days of haying, and if you're new to the channel, that's what I refer to it when I had a full staff up here, me and my kids, and you know, one of them could be off doing their thing with a hay rake, and somebody else might have a tedder, and somebody might be unloading a wagon. And but I'm kind of an army of one now, and but I feel like with the round baler here, this John Deere 335, and that sun has really got some glare to it. This John Deere 335 round baler, we kind of proved last year that it can make a really nice solid round bale of hay. So but what I've done in the past is I would typically fertilize around 1st of March, middle of March, and then in April, hopefully by mid-April, I'd be spraying for broadleaf weeds, and then the middle of May or the end of May, I'd be baling hay. So, and when I talk about fertilizer, I would probably come back with nitrogen, probably mid-April, mid to late April, for the hay fields, to give a little more jump to it. And so I'm anxious to get going with that, and just see what we can do up here. And me being as full-time as I can here on the farm now, see how much hay we can make without killing myself. So it's a warm day. I just feel like you know, it's going to get cold again, but I think we're starting to break a little bit. And I had an uncle who used to say, at least around here, if you can get through February 15th, you've got winter beat. And so I'm very anxious to get started. I want to get this field into hay production this summer, and I'm not sure what I'm going to plant, but it's rough as a cob out there where I've ran the field cultivator on it, and right now it needs to be disked down and need to hammer it with some Roundup. I'll pull all this stuff up out of the field into here. I got a mess I need to clean up over there, and but there's plenty to do. And you know, a lot of people make hay around here Memorial Day weekend, like the first big weekend, kind of kicking off the summer. And I don't know if I'm going to have 2 cuttings of hay this year, or 3 on this field right up here, this east field. I had 4 cuttings on that one. I've told my customers, all of my customers, that hay's first come, first serve, and I'm not going to hold hay anymore. And I don't mean that to be harsh, but the reality is, if I can sell hay off the wagons, that would save me a lot of trouble stacking in this barn. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how it goes. So I got more videos to come, and again, as the weather breaks to the warm, really looking forward to being on this farm and making some progress. Definitely 2025 will be an expansion on the hay ground that we cover. I still got a bunch of laps and limbs and wood cut up down in that low ground. It's just been snow and packed with ice. You couldn't get down there if you wanted to get all that stuff off the ground. But I'll be working on that some too. But 2025 is here. We're ready to start moving in a heavy way on our hay efforts, and heading into the spring and summer. Looking forward to a great spring here on the farm. Again, like I said, I retired last year, and so this will be the first full spring and summer that I'll have where I can be here on this farm any time of the day, 7 days a week. Whatever I need to do, I can be here to take care of business. So if you want to follow our journey along in 2025, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, share, and we'll talk to you later.